Welcome back to some more Panzer Corps 2. We're going to be jumping into Operation Barbarossa here, guys, invading Soviet Russia. And let's keep the difficulty. We had it on Colonel before. We're going to put it on Lieutenant so that we can hopefully steam through here very, very quickly. So the monumental struggle for Ostfront is about to begin, with the Axis powers bordering the Soviet Union across a nearly 3,000-kilometer front. You must decide where to deploy your forces for this massive invasion. So I love this. We can go through the south, through the Balkans. We can actually go up to the north through the Baltics, or we can head for the center. I have to say, I'm a south kind of guy, using also our Romanian forces to bring... Alright, I love this, guys. So we actually get to create our own general. And I'm going to try to be totally honest with my approach. What do I consider my weaknesses? Let's see. Fear of the unknown. Yeah, definitely. Also, I think, well, consistently attacking. Chaotic fire. So units spend 2 points of ammo on each attack instead of 1. We'll allow that. And over here, we're going to go ahead, use some infantry general bonuses. And hopefully something Master of Blitzkrieg. I do love to attack, so we're going to take that. We can also get Operational Initiative, which is pretty nice, but I like the Deadly Grasp. And this way, if we surround an enemy unit, we'll truly knock him down. Try to get a Maxentian-looking general, but they all look pretty different to me. I'll take this one right here. We'll go ahead, General Maxentian, and accept, guys. Guten Tag, Herr General. It's good to see you returning to active service. I trust you've been keeping your skills sharp in the years since our campaign in France, yeah? You're going to need them, because tomorrow we will be joining Operation Barbarossa, the largest invasion the world has ever seen. Your unit's transfer to Lublin is complete, and you are now formally operating under Army Group South's command. Capture all victory hexes. Alright, Field Marshal von Rundstedt believes that your advance through the Ukrainian SSR will keep enough pressure on the Red Army for Army Group North and Center to complete their objective at Leningrad and Moscow. Destroying the Red Air Force early should be a top priority. Focus on these air bases here, here, and here. Okay, drive a path into the Soviet Union, but make certain you have enough firepower to deal with large concentrations of Soviet armor you will inevitably encounter. Also, our Romanian allies are ready to advance along the length of the Prut River. See if you can make use of them to strike vulnerable Soviet flanks. Alright, guys, we're going to go ahead and get started. It's been a year since our last operation, so clearly we have quite a lot still to do here. What I'm going to do, we've got everybody set up. We could actually get some additional units, purchase some additional units, and I think what I want are some tanks. Not sure if we can get a Panzer IV, let's see. Oh, yes, we can. So the Panzer IV is going to go right here. Also going to see if I can't purchase some artillery would be very helpful. Let's bring the Wolframen. And, of course, I'm going to sort of follow this up with just an infantry unit. The cavalry is pretty good. Let's take a look here. This is 2. Let's take the Pioneers. And, of course, we'll purchase them a nice, expensive SDKFC to move around. But this should assist them in breaking through to Lvov. So, I'm going to go ahead and accept that. We have to capture 6 victory hexes. Seems pretty, well, not simple, but pretty straightforward to me. So, we're going to end our deployment, and we're going to begin our turn, guys, into southern Russia. First things first, I want to take out these infantry units that are in the way. But let's try and weaken them a bit. So I'm going to move forward with my Wolframen and go ahead and launch a blistering artillery strike here. I definitely lowered them, lowered their strength quite significantly. So what I'll do is actually push up with the SDKFZ. This thing should make quick work of Soviet infantry units. Absolutely beautiful. Got them down to 8. I'd like to follow up with a kill, but it looks like we're going to have to get another unit to move forward there, and right now I'd rather focus on the city of Lvov. The enemy's got some actual artillery back here, which I think is going to make our job even more difficult. So we're going to do what we can to offset that artillery bonus, and what I'm going to do with my Panzer IV is actually try to chase down this Soviet unit right here near Lvov. Last thing we need is for him to, you know, try and reinforce these units, get them back to full strength. We don't want that happening. Now, the BF-109 can actually attack the enemy artillery here, although I'm kind of concerned, excuse me, the BF-110, because they've got an enemy fighter jet, so let me actually bring in the Messerschmitt to take on their Air Force here. And of course, one way to knock that Air Force down is to destroy these airfields. We've been warned about those, and I actually see one right there. So let's keep an eye on them, and I want to bring in yet another Messerschmitt to finish off that unit. Then we'll bring in the bomber to hit those artillery targets in the back. Down you go, Ivan. Could also use the bomber against the infantry, but again, that artillery piece is going to be pretty dangerous. We could also use it to attack the enemy's bomber, the Tupolev, right here. I think it's actually a heavy fighter, potentially. Get closer and have a look. Not bad. And of course, bring in some more Messerschmitts and try to get rid of that Tupolev. I think one strike is going to wipe them out. Absolutely beautiful. Even though it's not a huge attack, I'm going to take our Stuka and drop bombs on Lvov here. Actually managed to damage quite a lot here, and I think we can even finish the enemy off, finish the infantry off, and why not? Now, they've got that Ukrainian cavalry behind them, and we can actually go ahead and mount an assault on them, but instead, I'm going to move this tank over to the city because next turn he's going to be able to attack, and yes, we are performing a mass attack here. In fact, we can make it even more of a mass attack with an additional infantry unit, but I'm not sure he's going to be able to move all the way out here this turn. Let's get the pack gun out. I didn't want to have to use the pack gun, and in fact, we might still avoid it. Yeah, let's not get the pack gun out. And let's just go ahead and begin the attack. Of course, they're still going to have the assistance there of that artillery piece. That sort of makes sense. But I'm going to keep pushing forward, and because we have an engineer here, we should have somewhat more luck than we otherwise would with the tank. So again, another tank here, another bit of armor. We could bring him through, but what I'm actually going to do is bring him through just to destroy that artillery unit. Completely get rid of that, and that's going to allow us to attack once again. I'm actually going to get behind the enemy before I attack, and hopefully we can get them to retreat out of the city. That's what I'm looking for. Question is, can any of these units actually get into that spot in the meantime? And potentially no. So let's just see. Might head down here to try to finish them off. But we've also got to focus on Kovel. This is another area we need to keep our eyes on. For now, I'm going to head down here, just destroy the enemy, and get right into Lvov. If I can move in there, I think I can. There we go. Lvov is under German control. It's exactly what we want, and now we want to push towards Kovel. So let's get forward with those Panzer IVs. Don't think the Soviets are going to enjoy these Panzer IVs in their face, especially not if we've got some infantry support to back them up. So let's get forward to that infantry support. Let's get forward with the anti-tank guns. And the artillery guns, of course. And let's see if we can't finish this guy off right now. Beautiful. He can't stop the armor. It's just too beastie. Too much of a big boy for him to do anything here. I wonder, can we move down here and do something? We probably could, but I think with the pack gun, best thing we can do is go after their armor, save this for their armor. So I'm not going to waste him. I'm just going to put him over here, not get him into any actual trouble, as it were. And we are going to end the turn. Although, let's keep an eye out here. We could go for that mass attack. We're going to have to do it soon anyway. Might as well do it now. We can actually reinforce that unit as need be, but I am going to take some losses here just to break through. And maybe that's not the best choice because, again, we don't really need this area. But the good news is we can eventually get to that airfield, cut that off, stop them from being able to do anything with that airfield. There we go. And now we've also got the enemy encircled. Although, truth be told, I should have moved this guy here first. We would have gotten much better attacks up here. All right, let's turn it over to Ivan and see what he's going to do. So, of course, they're rebasing those units, and we have managed to ambush one of their armored cars here. Not a bad start. We haven't done anything with our Romanians. I didn't think they would be very useful, but maybe now we could start moving them out to assist our Germans. 2 of 20, folks. Now, what I love here is just the consistent air support we've been getting throughout this mission. I'm probably going to bring that back. Take out some more of the enemy Air Force. Oh, I thought we'd take them out for sure with that attack. We don't want to take a Junkers, we want to take a Messerschmitt. Saw that AT gun there, but I was thinking it would be better to get our infantry up there to take on the AT gun than our tanks. Let's push up. Now, with our SDKFZ, I believe we can actually attack with it, but of course, an SDKFZ against an artillery piece probably isn't going to go very well for us. So I'm going to take the BF-110, try and lower the strength there of that unit. Not too bad, and now I'll move forward with the Panzer IV. He's not going to be able to do anything. Even though he's got anti-tank guns, there's just not enough to really stop the German assault. Beautiful. And now, moving into Kovel, we'd be able to take another additional area here for our men. So let's go in with the SDKFZ. I can't say we're liberating the city, but we're certainly capturing it. Of course, some more enemy units here at Lvov. They're really trying to stop this push. Let's give them some what for. That artillery has just so many uses, just so good when you're actually using it properly. So again, we could get back here and try and cause some trouble to the enemy. I'm actually going to bombard the city. See if we can't just break through with this next attack. I think we're going to have to... Oh, look at the statistics of this bad boy here. We can even see the awards of specific units. I did not mean to do that, but we can't cancel that move. Let's instead go ahead and attack with the scout car. And I think we'll be able to take that city pretty easily. We'll follow up with our tank. They might retake the airfield, but I don't think it's going to be much of an issue. We'll simply retake it at the end. And in fact, look at that. We're going to be able to push forward and attack their cavalry as well, and also take this airfield position. Pretty sweet. Wow, an amazing attack there by our Wehr infantry. We've got to rely on these guys in the future. They did an exceptional job there. And let's see if we can't mop up the rest of the enemy armor. Well, not really armor, just an armored car. There we go, completely overrun. We want to proceed forward, guys. And I'm just looking at all of these points to see what we've got to take next. So it's going to be Balta, Vinica, Tigina, and Zhytomyr. So these 4 areas we definitely need to advance forward. And we've got to start making use of those Romanian allies. So let's push forward. We're trying to get to the actual enemy airfields, but on the way, it looks like we can make short work of these T-26 tanks. I'm not sure we're going to make such short work of this group of T-26s. Let's hope so. And I'll also go ahead and replace some units here. Let's face it, we want to have full-strength units as we move through this map. We still have that BF-109. We should still use it. Right now, we can actually use it against the enemy cavalry. And why not? Messerschmitts do pretty well on strafing runs against enemy cavalry units. What I really want to do, though, is get this Stuka out here and see if he can't cause some damage to the enemy. But I think he's just outside of the enemy range. What we'll do is rebase him over here at this airfield. We can do the same with all of our planes next turn, as a matter of fact. And let's get to our Romanians, see what they can do here. So first of all, I see an easy chance to just wipe out the enemy right there with a mass attack. We use our 15th R1 tanks, and of course breaking through this area here as well, the bridge, would probably be pretty helpful. Although I would love to bring some artillery support for that assault. So let's bring that artillery piece forward, and we're going to also move our mountain infantry across the river here. These folks, we can move them across the river at Ayasi. But here's what I'll do instead. Look at that. We've even got some Romanian planes here. Not too familiar with the Romanian Air Force, but I'm guessing that the JRS-79, it could potentially... I mean, it could be a Romanian plane. I was thinking maybe a German hand-me-down. Who says the Romanians can't fight? We're going to push forward with the 5th Romanian Mountain Infantry. And let's wrap it up with an attack by our cavalry units. Now, the only thing I'm concerned about is if the enemy decides to attack this area from the rear, we're going to lose Iasi, but let's just hope that doesn't occur. And let's put an end to our turn right here. Okay, easy kill there against that particular unit. Now, we can rebase. It's definitely an option. So let's rebase these aircraft, but that means we're not going to be able to attack with them this turn. That's okay, though. I'm going to rebase them over here. And I'm going to bring in my Messerschmitts to finish off the enemy fighters. While we're at it, we'll also go ahead and resupply some of our Wehr infantry. After all the killing they've done, they need some additional ammunition, maybe a little bit of food, and I think they should be good. Now, once again, we're going to rebase this guy too. Just bringing some of our guys over. Not all of them. I'll still keep a few units here, although I want to rebase this one actually over there. There's no point in keeping units here, but I do want to have some in the north and some in the south so that we're attacking along both fronts. Onwards we go. Let's repair these tanks. And let's push forward. Looks like the Russian steppe is opening up to us. I love it. There's a lot of land to cover, but we are getting closer and closer. Not to mention, I really wanted to see how this pack gun would perform. This is a mobile pack gun that you've got actually in an SDKFC. Let's see how it does. Not bad. Not bad at all. Let's see if we can just wrap them up here. And there we go. One group of enemy tanks. I love the explosive damage there as well. Getting rid of these other enemy tanks would be really great as well. So I'm going to try, although I'm not sure it's going to happen, I'm going to try to go ahead and start taking shots at this one. Now you might be wondering, why did I take shots at the stronger one? Simply to get these both down at a pretty low level. I think then we just pretty much walk in here and wipe them out. That's it. One more. Just a single attack and he would be gone. But what we're going to have to do is actually reinforce some of these units. I'm actually tempted to bring in the SDKFZ, but I'll keep him at a safe distance here. I know better than to do that. Same with our infantry unit. And we're going to start moving east with the rest of our tanks, rest of our armor, etc. We will repair these guys, but we're going to do that next turn, so that this turn they can gain some distance, of course. How are our glorious Romanians doing? So you can see the Soviets are going to do anything to hold that bridge. Can't really fault them for that. But what we can do is get behind them. Cause this attack to happen on two fronts. Just see which would do better. And actually, our tank would do better against the bridge. Again, if he was attacking a city tile, that would likely be different. Two for two. I'll take it. And now, that's beautiful. We can follow up with the 3rd Romanian infantry guys and destroy the remaining Soviet forces here. 10th regulars completely destroyed as we move towards the city of Vinica. And how great would it be if we were able to take Vinica with just our Romanians? I think that would be quite amazing. Quite amazing indeed. These guys here, I'm going to bring in our Cav. You know what? We've got this JRS-79 for a reason. We can even use our artillery. I didn't think that it was going to be able to fire this distance, but whatever works. Here we go. Hopefully on the next attack we completely obliterate those forces, but we still have a few areas to take here before we can claim this as a victory. Anyway guys, I hope you're enjoying the first part of our Panzer Corps II Barbarossa campaign, or really just Barbarossa South campaign. We're going to just try to complete this mission. We'll be back in episode 2 with turn 4, and I hope you guys will also join us. I think this is quite a hell of a push, but I feel like over here at Lvov, we've got to be pushing a little bit faster to get to Zhytomyr and Vinica. Let's see how it turns out. Make sure to hit that like button, drop a comment down below, and I mean that. The comments help big time. Subscribe if you're new to the channel. We do all strategy here all the time, so if you like strategy, you're going to like being here.